Hey, so I have been doing this project for around a year now where I've been visualizing my life, and I thought it was a really interesting way of analyzing phone addiction, which is something I have a huge problem with. So this is a video about how I took data. Hey, so I have been doing this project for around a year now where I've been visualizing my life, and I thought it was a really interesting way of analyzing phone addiction, which is something I have a huge problem with. So this is a video about how I took data for every waking minute of my life for a year and tried to decrease how much I've been using my phone. So like I said, the purpose of the study was to reduce my negative phone usage. How I did that was I used data collection via an app called a Time Logger, and I'm sure there's plenty of other apps that you could do this with. But I basically tried to track using these categories here, all of the things I've been doing with my life. And I didn't use an internal time tracker on my phone for this because I think there's a lot of nuance when it comes to phone usage. So there are a lot of positive things I do on my phone, like I can read on my phone, I write on my phone, um, and I contact my friends who are not in the country on my phone. And so I wanted to separate it out. For example, if a timer shows I've been using my phone for 3 hours, is some of that on a video call or is some of that reading? And then the other thing I wanted to do is look at how my phone fits in with the rest of my life. So what am I kind of missing out on? And so this is kind of an example of some surface level data analysis from 2021. Like I said, this goes from 2021 to 2022, so there's more data analysis involved. One of the things that people didn't like about this, my friends in particular, was I didn't do concurrent activities. And what that meant is I picked only one activity. This is mainly to make the data analysis easier. So I only have a certain number of hours a day, and none of those are overlapping with other activities. And that means if I'm going like on a hike with my friends, I either choose exercise or time with friends. So not both. And that loses a little of the nuance with my life, but I think it helps with kind of focusing on what's important at the time. And then I didn't log my sleep, mostly because I have a really hard time falling asleep. So I didn't want to mislabel anything. So there's just kind of a general category where I sleep or I just stare at the ceiling, one of those two things. And how I did the processing, I did it in Excel. It's a huge bummer. I tried to do it in Python. It didn't really work because Matplotlib couldn't handle the dates very well. And then there was something with Plotly where it wasn't taking the data in a different format and it wasn't producing the type of plots I wanted. So yeah, you get Excel. I'll try and make that better next time. Um, and because of that, these colors are not the same as the colors in the plots, but also really sucks. Sorry about that. And so a little bit about me. I'm female. I'm a PhD student. I have one cat and one dog, and also one partner. He is the one who objected the most about the no concurrent activities because there are a lot of times I should be spending with my partner, like doing housework, but I logged that as housework. It could have been also with him. So the 8%, he feels a little bit sad about. So yeah, this is all the data. It's a lot. Um, and it's really cool to look at as well, just for me personally. So there are a few things here I can kind of pick out instantly from the data. The first is that these are when I went on vacation, so I love to read. This is the first vacation I took during that period, and this time I also really love to spend time with my partner. So that is shown here. And yeah, that's a really cool thing. And I like to think that I learned something here where I spent a lot of my tone during this first vacation, but during the second vacation, I did a lot better about that. The second thing is I did National Novel Writing Month. That's a huge block of orange right here where I spent a lot of time writing. And then the other really cool things are you can see where I got my dog. So I had a cat, and this red line is when I take my dog out for a walk. So I spent a lot more time with animals because of my dog. And then I also started doing yoga, which is this blue thing right here because my back hurt from spending so much time on the computer. Um, so those are the kind of surface level things you can pick out from looking at this data. So kind of talking about baselines, which are important. I did a 6-week baseline. I'm not sure if that was a good thing or not. It maybe should have been longer because I had this huge vacation, but 6 weeks is what I decided in the beginning. And so then I started looking at productivity apps. And so the first one I downloaded was the Forest app, and talking about whether or not that changed my phone usage is no. And I don't mean that the Forest app is bad. I just mean it helped me focus for extended period of times, but it also didn't prevent me from using my phone, because even if you use your phone maybe 5 minutes in between each break in the Forest app, that ends up adding up. So I think it's a good tool for focusing, but maybe not necessarily a good tool to stop your phone usage. And the second app I downloaded was Habitica, and I did this around the time I started doing yoga because I wanted a way to keep track of how I'm spending my time, and I was hoping that it would help me reduce my phone usage and also like increase my hobby usage, which I thought maybe if I did more hobbies, I would spend less time on my phone. And actually, that's not true either. And actually, what you might notice is I didn't reduce my phone usage throughout the whole year. So spoilers there. But I think that's a good thing to know too, because you want to know that these apps are working. So I'm still spending the same amount of time, or at least I was in August of 2022 when I finished the study. I think things have been better, but I really felt like downloading Forest helped with my phone usage. But it's nice to have the data, and that's why I wanted to make this video, is because you can actually look at the data and see that that is not true. Then digging into data a little more, you can look at everything by hour. And so what I thought was interesting is I'm constantly on my phone throughout the day. So averaging out, I'm on my phone right at the beginning, which I think is kind of just like setting myself up for failure, and I'm there at the end of the night too. But it also told me other things about myself. For example, that I'm really unproductive in the evening, which is something I didn't, well, I should have known because this is when I take my nap. But I don't spend a lot of time working in the evening. So that means I should actually be waking up earlier if I want to get stuff done, which is hard because I'm a night owl. And the other nice things that I noticed were, let's see. Oh, this is the lunchtime when I hang out with one of my really good friends. We have lunch together every day. You can see that I tend to prefer to walk my dog in the evening. So rather than the morning, my partner usually takes the dog for the morning walk. And then you can also see a lot of the hobbies I do are really small. And I thought that was interesting because they have a really centraling effect on my life. Obviously, I love doing hobbies and, reading and writing and practicing my Chinese lessons. But they're actually a very small percentage of my life. And so I really think I could increase that, to uh, engage with myself more. All right, so by day of the week, I thought this was really interesting, that I only work 3 hours a day. And my boss probably shouldn't know that, but I actually am not behind on any of my targets for finishing my PhD, so it's probably fine. The other thing, obviously, is that I spend more time with my friends on the weekend. I do work more on Sunday than Saturday, only a little bit marginally, but I thought that was interesting. And then, yeah, also my two really big hobbies, which is playing music. They're usually under half an hour a day, or reading, which is interesting because I get so much fulfillment out of them. And I think this is also a really good thing that came out of this study. And yeah, spend more time with my partner on the weekend, get more housework done on the weekend, play more video games on the weekend. And the other thing I thought was that this actually kind of lines up with a lot of the research done on productivity. So 3 hours a day, that was a number mentioned in a study on some workers in the UK. And there's also a lot of evidence. This is a paper about how much time people spend on the internet during work. And so 3 hours a day is actually good from a certain perspective. But also noticed, yeah, that I really trail off in productivity towards the end of the week. So the best time to work for me is Monday through Tuesday in the morning, which has helped me, I think, start plan my week more because I don't really schedule things. I usually schedule my meetings on Friday, so I have to pay attention to something now. So yeah, all of those things have been really good for kind of structuring my life after I looked at this data for the first time. So in summary, um, yeah, the most of the things I'm doing are, going to work and spending time on my phone and then, playing video games or just watching YouTube videos. And then half of that is spent on housework. Half of my work is spent on housework. And then some of that is spending time with my husband. And so I think this is really important in terms of why I want to reduce my phone usage. There's a lot of, like I said, my hobbies that I could be really spending more time on. Or just spending more time engaging with my community who's been really supportive while I've been doing this. So yeah, just the quick conclusions. Did I reduce my phone usage? No, that was really bad, but it also taught me a lot about strategies for doing that in the future. So do productivity apps help with phone usage? Not for me, at least not the ones that I've tried. And do I recommend this activity to other people? Yeah, I think that everybody should know what they're doing with their time, and time is obviously a very valuable commodity. So you should definitely spend time tracking what you're doing, especially if you are on your phone a lot. And the biggest takeaways is I thought myself as more productive in the afternoon, but I should wake up earlier and spend more time working on Mondays. And then I spend around 20 to 40 minutes on my hobby. So I could be doing a lot more with them if I spent less time on my phone. And I'm really grateful for my friends because they enjoy doing this and they are always looking to see the next set of data. And now I'm sharing it with you. And paths forward for the futures. I have other apps and lifestyle changes I would like to try. There's the app Your Hour that I've been meaning to get into because that's a popular way of reducing your time as well. And then I might just delete my browser from my phone. I might disable YouTube from my phone. So those kind of lifestyle changes will be coming. And yeah, I'm probably going to do this for another year. So you can look for an update video then, and hopefully I will actually have reduced my phone usage. And hopefully I will have gotten better at Python to make those plots and tailor the colors more nicely. So yeah, hopefully this was as interesting to you as it was to me, and have a great day.